We are 4 days and 2 hours into this marathon affair here in Harrisonburg. The Sox and the Turks finally are back to the action after a first game that got delayed through an inning and a third, and back for the second part of the game, and that got pushed back another 2 hours, so we are officially ready to get rolling. It's 9:07 p.m. on July 16th. I'm Jeremy Rose. Still, we've been in the booth for 4 days now, Landon, joined alongside Landon Weaver. We've been here for 4 days now. What have you picked up on in these last 4 days sitting in this booth?
Well, Jeremy, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and I'm really hoping they get this game in so that we can finally get out of this booth and get some food. Now, of course, I'm just joking, but look, the Tom Sox, they're in a good spot. The game is still tied. They just got to keep on doing what they've been doing, which is they already have 2 runners on base. Walker Buchanan up to bat at his last strike, and he could drive home a run on his first swing if he really wanted to. So a lot of craziness could happen. I mean, think about it. We're starting this game at 9:10, basically 8 innings to go. We could be going well past midnight. This is bordering on crazy baseball territory tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah, so to set the scene for everybody who doesn't remember from 4 days ago, runners on first and second, Anderson French and Hudson Luderman. Luderman took a walk, ended up on second base after a Anderson French single into center field. He will be defensively replaced most likely by Brock Clayton. Looks like it's actually going to be Brock Clayton who's going to replace him now. Clayton is on first, or looks to be taking over on first base, French making his way down to the bullpen, so we will see Brock Clayton take over on first base to run for Anderson French. There's a lot of baseball to be played over the next couple of days. Nevertheless, it'll be Brock Clayton on first, Hudson Luderman on second base. A 1-2 count on Walker Buchanan, who's up for his first plate appearance in the top of the second inning with 1 down. The only difference truly in this outing is going to be the pitcher on the mound, and that's Cannon Fazell, who has been nothing short of dominant this entire season for these Harrisonburg Turks.
Yeah, pitching a 0.73 ERA, just unheard of from the man on the mound out of Clemson.
Yeah, so a .073 ERA from a guy who didn't play at all in his time at Clemson University this past season. He's been nothing short of lights out, and he will take the mound here. Looks like we're going to have a quick setup mound visit, and we're almost ready to get rolling here, but Fazell, 24.2 thirds of an inning pitched, 22 strikeouts, 7 walks, only 2 runs given up, earned this entire season. He will toe the slab today in the continuation of this game, and he will come set and get ready to deliver the first pitch, but not really the first pitch of this ball game. Fazell comes set, the 1-2 to Walker Buchanan, misses low and away. Now a 2-2 count on Buchanan. Hudson Luderman at second base. Brock Clayton now takes over at first in the spot of Anderson French. So the 2 Hokies worked their way on base, and they'll be replaced by Brock Clayton. Luderman off of second. Clayton off of first. Buchanan at the dish. A 2-2 count. Cannon Fazell righty on righty matchup. He'll deal the 2-2. Grounded back towards the mound. It'll make its way to Perez at second base, who goes to Seguin at short for the force out to second, but it's not in time over to first base. A force out, and now runners on the corners with 2 gone, and we get finally the 4-day wait for the debut of another Tom Sox player in Will Genuine.
Yeah, really exciting guy is Will Genuine. He comes from a small college out near Charlottesville. Blanking on the name as we find it. It's from Sewanee, the University of the South. He goes out of Tampa, Florida. As that first pitch goes down as a ball, but he batted .333 for the squad, including 6 home runs and 37 starts. So a lot of upside for number 4 in the batter's box.
So he's ahead 1-0, runners on the corners. Buchanan off of first, Luderman off of third. A back pick attempt that gets pump faked from behind the plate from Jack Ryder. The defense stays pretty much the same that we saw. Gavin Grapuso over at third, Josiah Seguin at short. Perez will take it up at second base, Jordan Jaffe at first, Philip Garcia out in right field, Jalen Evans in center, and Roman Trinidad in left with Jack Ryder behind the plate. So nothing new defensively for the Turks. A 2-0 count now on Genuine. Curveball misses low, and now a 3-0 count as Genuine's ahead in his first at-bat as a Tom Sox. And you mentioned it, .333 for the University of the South out of Sewanee. A Tampa, Florida native, hits from the left side. He'll be playing left field for the Sox today. 30 RBIs on the season, 42 hits. Put together a pretty solid campaign, 19 walks, 17 strikeouts. So something to be excited for. The 3-0 pitch misses outside, and the bases are loaded up right here for Lee Sowers.
And a guy that is fully capable of hitting a double. His first hit as a Tom Sock was a double. Lee Sowers out of the University of North Carolina. And after a 4-day hiatus, pretty early on, the Tom Sox have the bases loaded.
Bases loaded now for the 9-hole hitter Lee Sowers. He'll take up the 9 spot. It'll flip over to his UNC teammate Perry Hargett if Sowers can manage to keep the inning rolling. Hitting just 179 on the year, but he gets on base at a pretty solid clip, walks a whole lot. He'll foul the first pitch off towards the left side. 13 walks on the season already for Sowers. 5 hits, but those 13 walks are kind of why he's hitting in that 9 spot. Hits in the 9 spot, turns it over to the top of the order, and usually finds a way on base, something Randy Tomlin's taken advantage of, and a guy who you either want at the top or want at the bottom to roll back over to the top of the lineup. We'll see if he can keep things rolling right here. Down 0-1. Fiesel's delivery on the 0-1 pitch misses up and away, ball 1. Now we're even 1-1.
And Sowers was providing some pregame entertainment after the rain delay, throwing some pitches to Hudson Litterman.
Sowers getting his pitching reps in, a couple front flips and rolls included in there. Keeping the spirits high, something Lee Sowers is very, very good at. The 1-1 pitch to Sowers way up and outside. Fiesel can't seem to get a great feel on that curveball, hasn't located it well yet. Missed a couple down low to Jenna Wine, missed a few to Walker Buchanan as well.
The Sox are going to want to take advantage of Fiesel not throwing in the zone so far today because they know what he's capable of if he were to get in his rhythm.
The Turks still haven't found their way to 10 losses on the season. The 2-1 pitch in there for a called strike locates fastball on the outside. The Turks now sit at 23-9. They were able to play a game last night at 21-2 drubbing of, I believe, the Front Royal Cardinals. So an offensive spark and output for them to get them rolling in the second half of the year. The 2-2 now into Lee Sowers. It's that curveball again, can't locate it once more, and we're going to go full. The runners will be taking off. Some motion on the base path. The single should easily score Buchanan from second. Genowine with some speed could score on anything down in the gap. Genowine, 3 stolen bases, not a whole lot of speed, but 3 bags nonetheless at University of Sewanee. The 3-2 pitch misses low and outside. Sowers puts his bat into the dugout, and the Sox now lead 1-0 after 4 days.
And you take that, honestly, instead of being down after 4 days. And it's a good start. They get a walk or a couple walks off of Fiesel, and now you're in a pretty prime position with the bases still loaded and another guy that can work a long at bat if he needs to or drive in a single.
And a guy who only has 7 walks on the year, already 2 here in this one. He'll face the top of the order in Perry Hargett. First pitch to him, misses inside, ball 1. The Turks in their home red uniforms will face off against the Sox, who wear their road greens tonight. A 1-0 count on Perry Hargett, a righty-righty matchup. Umpire will call time, and we're going to get a quick visit on the mound.
Not something you would expect out of a guy like Fiesel to already have an early mound visit, but, you know, you got to think the rain delay probably didn't help him. He's having to wait for a few hours just to step on the mound, and it seems like he just hasn't found the consistent rhythm and getting it in the zone just yet.
And something you and I talked about a little bit before the game was it's pretty sticky out here. It's hard to get a grip on a baseball. It's, you know, the air is very thick. It's a lot of humidity out here tonight. Obviously, we just had a rain delay, so the heat is causing all the air to, you know, evaporate, and you can feel it even in the booth where we're sitting here in air conditioning. The windows are open, but it's hard to grip onto a baseball out here, and clearly Fiesel is feeling the impacts here. So bases still loaded. A 1-0 count now on Perry Hargett. Righty-righty matchup. Fiesel fires the 1-0 pitch upstairs, ball 2. Hasn't been able to locate that curveball yet, and if he loses touch of that fastball, might be a quick hook for the Turks ace. Brennan Eldridge to come out and pitch for the Sox. Yet to see if he's going to have the same effects. The 2-0 pitch to Hargett in there for a called strike 1. Walker Buchanan off of third. And back-to-back walks to Will Genowine and Lee Sowers put runners on all 3 bases. 2 gone here in the top of the first inning. Perry Hargett at the dish. The 2-1 pitch to Hargett. Fouled straight back, now 2-2.
And Hargett, even though if he were to get on base, this scenario probably won't happen, but in his last 2 games that the Sox have played. Granted, that's stretched well over a week now. He's stolen 5 bases, so a guy that's really found his rhythm in finding out where the pitch is going to be and jumping on the opportunity to get the stolen base. He'd be a dangerous guy on the bases.
2-2 pitch upstairs, and we'll run full one more time here in the top of the second inning. Hargett with only 2 stolen bases at UNC has already put together 9 stolen bags, and you already said 5 in those last 2 games. Definitely some wheels at the plate for the Sox. A 3-2 count now. Buchanan off of third, Genowine off of second, Sowers off of first. They'll be moving the pitches downstairs, ball 4. Another walk brings home another run, and the Sox now lead 2-0 here in the top of the second inning.
Just a lot of good at-bats. The Sox are being very patient. They really have nothing to lose. They're being patient at the bags is honestly kind of giving Fizel a little bit of trouble. Guys, normally he's going to try and get you to swing, but these guys aren't swinging. They're just waiting for their pitch to come.
Fizel's first pitch in to Preston Gamster is a called strike, so finds his rhythm back once more. Gonna have to keep things rolling for a while if they're gonna get some length out of him. Both of these teams are gonna be playing a whole lot of baseball over the next couple of days. The 0-1 pitch to Preston Gamster. There's the curveball in there for a strike. And now down 0-2 is Preston Gamster. Kenan Fizel unable to locate for the past 3 batters. With only 7 walks on the year before tonight, already has 3 walks. The 0-2 pitch to Preston Gamster, skied into the air out towards center field. Coming in is Jalen Evans. He will call off Perez and make the play, and that'll end the top of the second inning. So after 4 days, the Sox now lead 2-0 as we head toward the bottom of the second inning right here in Harrisonburg. Brennan Eldridge will take the mound. Back to the action from Harrisonburg. Quick apology before we head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Jackson Hull on the mound for the Turks, not Kenan Fizel. So Hull, the JMU product, took over and pitched that top of the second inning. We'll see if he comes back out for another. But nevertheless, we're here for the bottom of the second inning. 2-spot put up for the Sox regardless of who was on the mound. And now Brandon Eldridge to work for the Tom Sox, a 1-0 count on Philip Garcia, who is a known Tom Sox hitter. He put together some good at-bats as he swings through that one for strike 1, and now a 1-1 count. But the numbers for Philip Garcia this season, a batting average just under 300 at 299, 19 RBIs on the year, 23 hits, 17 walks, and 4 stolen bases. Has been pretty efficient against the Sox so far this year. He fouls that one down the first base line, and it's now 1-2 on him. Went 4 for 5 on May 31st with 2 runs scored and RBIs. Went 3 for 4 on June 19th against the Sox. Had a hit, an RBI, and 2 walks on July 3rd, and on July 5th went 1 for 4 with a run scored. Now a 2-2 count on him from Brandon Eldridge.
And Eldridge has been pitching very well in his last couple of outings. 8 strikeouts in his last 2 outings, one on July 1st and the other July 5th.
And he'll get another one right there as he catches Garcia looking for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Brandon Eldridge comes out firing, first batter and first strikeout. He's clearly got a good feel of his pitches through one batter here and strikes out Philip Garcia, and now he'll face Gavin Grapuso from the left side.
Has 12 strikeouts now for Eldridge on the year. The ERA has been steadily dropping, and now at 5.72, so he's really come alive in this back half of the season.
His first pitch in is a called strike 1. Eldridge had a rough start in his first outing and has managed to really turn the tide over his last couple of appearances. Now a 2-2 record on the year. As you said, that ERA has been dropping. A swinging strike from Grapuso who makes it an 0-2 count now with 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Eldridge quickly back onto the mound. Grapuso steps out, and now he's back into the box. 10 seconds to go on the pitch clock and an 0-2 count right here. Eldridge comes set. His 0-2 pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 3. Brandon Eldridge shits down another. That's 2 batters and 2 strikeouts for Brandon Eldridge, who has come out of the gates firing for the Tom Sox.
Very unfamiliar territory for Gavin Grapuso there. Last night, he went 1 for 2 and was walked 3 times, struck out in just 3 pitches in his first at-bat tonight. Very, very different stories.
And after 2 quick strikeouts, he'll face Josh Ryder up for his first at-bat of the game. First pitch upstairs for ball 1.
2 runs batted in for Ryder last night in that 19-run thumping up in Front Royal.
The 1-0 pitch misses just outside ball 2.
Only batting 143 on the season for the Turks. Has only played in 6 games, a late addition to this roster coming out of Florida State.
The 2-0 pitch catches the outside. Looked to be a pretty similar spot to that 1-0 pitch, but it's a called strike either way from home plate umpire Derek Topf. Eldridge behind 2-1. 2 outs here, bottom of the second inning. The 2-1 pitch into right field. Chasing that one down is Genuine. He'll get there on the run to make the play. 3 up, 3 down for Brandon Eldridge in his first inning of work out here in Harrisonburg. The Sox lead 2-0 after 2. It's Jackson Hull on the mound once more for the Turks. Pitched that top of the second inning. And we had that one mistaken, but nevertheless, he's out here on the mound for another inning of work. Those runs do not go earned against him. They will instead be earned on Chase Davis, who pitched all those days ago. Well, one of the runs will be earned on Hull. One of the runs will be earned on Chase Davis, who started things out 4 days ago in his start and allowed Hudson Luderman to get on base, who then came around to score one of those runs, goes earned on him. So we can finally close the door on his performance. After 4 days, he'll go an inning and a third, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Now, for the Sox up to the dish, it's Elijah Williams, a guy who has been red hot for Charlottesville.
Yeah, every time he steps up to the plate, you're expecting something big coming off of his bat, and he just unleashes. Talk about go big or go home. I think that has to be his mentality, maybe written on the inside of his helmet, and he looks at it every time he steps up to the plate.
What he told us last night is he loves nothing more than the fastball. He's ahead 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to him upstairs, ball 2. Williams has said he also said he got more fastballs in his first week or so playing for Charlottesville than he did his entire time in JUCO, and has absolutely capitalized on that with a .417 average. The 2-0 pitch to him, it's a fastball fouled away back behind home plate.
And the fact that he didn't do well, or that he believes that he's getting more fastballs here than he did at JUCO, is kind of insane, because he hit .344 when he was at Coastal Alabama, and now he's doing quite well here in Charlottesville, batting .417 with a home run already.
Ahead 3-1 on hole. .417 average, like you mentioned, a home run added in, and a whole bunch of doubles for the Sox. The 3-1 pitch misses inside, ball 4.
Really, really good at-bats here. Early from the Tom Sox, you think about Sowers, Hargett, and now Williams all working walks against Hull. They've really got something going, and they're just playing patient baseball tonight.
It's 4 walks now and 6 at-bats for the Sox since we returned to action here from Harrisonburg. Eagle Field, the site for tonight's game. And after 2 hours of delay, being back to the action is quite refreshing, I might say.
Yeah, kind of something I've been looking forward to ever since the play was suspended on Saturday. And now that we're finally in it and it seems like there's no sign of slowing down, it's really relaxing, really a good feeling.
The 1-0 pitch to Patrick Nias misses outside for ball 2, and on Sunday here at this field, the day after the game was delayed, he was here participating in the home run derby for the Tom Sox, put up 5 home runs and placed within the top 5 of that home run derby, so he's got the pop, and clearly he likes to hit home runs at this field. 2-0 pitch to him is a called strike, though. Back pick to Williams, who's back in time. Now a 2-1 count.
Yeah, and talk about maybe some muscle memory here from Patrick Nias, as he went yard 5 times, and this is not an easy field to go yard in. 330 to left, 400 to center, and I believe it's 320 down the right field line.
He'll swing through the 2-1 pitch, and now we're even up at 2-2. Williams off of first base, 6 stolen bases in his last season of college. No stolen bases just yet here. The 2-2 pitch from Holland to Nias. It's a curveball. Checked his swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says first base umpire. I'm blanking now on his name. Logan Roshlo Schultheis, excuse me. And says that Pat Nias held up, and now a 3-2 count from Holden Nias. He comes set. Williams off of first base. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Patrick Nias goes down swinging. 1 gone here, top 3.
That's something we see a lot from Nias. He now has 34 strikeouts on the season, was tied with Josiah Seguin, and now I believe he has surpassed him with that latest one.
Well, Seguin actually, in the additional games that they played, moved into a tie for second place with his 34 strikeouts. So now Pat Nias has matched that level, and he's back up to 34. Not really a race that you want to be winning, but the two of them tied for second now with 34 strikeouts on the season. The first pitch into Hudson Luderman is a called strike 1.
And Jeremy, I have a feeling that this ball is going to sail down the third base line. Just a hunch. Just a hunch.
You'd think the defense would start shifting by playing everybody in foul territory down the third base line. I think it could really work out. The 0-1 to Luderman, grounded towards short. Seguin tries to settle it, but it gets underneath his glove. And that'll be an error on Josiah Seguin to put runners on first and second base in a double play scenario. Now Brock Clayton up to the dish for his first at-bat. The Sox get away with one. Josiah Seguin with the error.
That play is absolutely a testament to what you were talking about earlier, with the fact that the air is sticky and the ball may not be as easy to catch and easy to handle for infielders, outfielders, and the pitcher. So good on Hudson. He didn't hit it in his normal spot, but nonetheless, he's on first base.
Hard hit ground ball here on the turf usually plays pretty easy, but the temperature, and there's probably a nice layer of water on the field as well. The first pitch into Brock Clayton just misses, ball one.
Brock Clayton stepping in for Anderson French. French was able to single on Saturday, and Brock Clayton took his spot on first base. Now he's playing behind the plate.
The 1-0 is a called strike into Clayton. Wrinkles in on the inside. For Josiah Seguin on the year, his 9th error now. He has 20 putouts on the year, 36 assists, and now his 9th error. Another curveball to try to paint on the inside, but it will not be swung through. A 2-1 count now on Brock Clayton.
We've seen Clayton, he hits the ball very hard. He's had some unlucky, fantastic catches made by the outfielders, and just missing that first base line and going foul. But 8 hits on the season, batting .229, but I feel like that number will rise in this next stretch of games for the Tom Sox.
If there's anybody who's due, it's Brock Clayton. The 2-1 pitch into him, spiked for ball 3. A 3-1 perfect hitter's count for Brock Clayton. Williams off of second, Hudson Luderman off of first base. Williams walked to lead off the inning, a Pat Nias strikeout. Followed that one, and then an error from Josiah Seguin at shortstop. Put runners on first and second. Walker Buchanan awaits on deck. And the 3-1 into Clayton will miss inside to load things up once more for the Sox. Back-to-back innings with the bases loaded, and Charlottesville's threatening.
And that is now 6 walks in this game for Charlottesville. 4 in the second inning, and now 2 here in the third.
That's now 5 strikeouts since we've resumed action. So Hull doesn't have the best feel for his stuff here on his literal home turf. But he also did just enter the transfer portal, so Jackson Hull looking for a new home for his final season. Played just 1 year here at JMU. Had a season, his freshman season at North Carolina A&T. Played a season at Walters State Community College, where he went 8-1 with a 4.17 ERA and a 1.39 WHIP. And then in 2024 was his first season at James Madison. Just appeared in 2 games, only threw an inning in 2/3 in that 2024 season, and did not play this past spring, and has now entered the portal as of exactly a month ago today.
Now a bit of a full circle moment. Walker Buchanan hopefully to get his first normal at-bat of this game.
He'll face a fresh count for the first time here today. The 0-0 to him, poked foul down the third base line. Buchanan down 0-1. As unsure if you can hear, Coy Tomlin, the assistant pitching coach, is very upset with his dad, head coach Randy Tomlin, who misplayed a ground ball on that foul ball. The 0-1 pitch to Buchanan gets past the glove of Ryder. Coming home to score easily is Elijah Williams. Both runners move up now. The Sox lead 3-0.
This is really uncharted territory for Harrisonburg. After winning 21-2 last night, they are now down 3-0 early here. They don't lose a lot. Only 9 losses on the season after playing 32 games. It was the Sox who beat them last, as they are 10-11, I believe, in their last 11, or they're 10-11 in their last 11 games. 10-1, oh my goodness, 10-1 in their last 11 games, and that one loss came to Charlottesville.
Been the kryptonite for the Turks. Pitch way inside to Walker Buchanan. He's now ahead 2-1. So Brock Clayton moves up to second on the wild pitch. Hudson Luderman moves up to third, and the run comes in to score. It's 3-0 Sox. The 2-1 pitch misses upstairs, ball 3.
Walker Buchanan comes from a family of athletes. His grandfather was none other than Celtics legend John Havlicek, and his father is a member of the UVA Baseball Hall of Fame.
The 3-1 pitch swung through and missed from Buchanan, and we're now going to run full. Something that populated last inning. See how it comes to play here. Quickly going to work the 3-2 pitch into center field with some pop underneath it. Settling under it is Evans. Luderman off of third. He will tag. Clayton tags over to third base. Both runners in with no throw. 4-0 Sox after the sac fly from Walker Buchanan.
Just phenomenal at-bats here early from Charlottesville. I can't say it enough. Even though Walker Buchanan had a sac fly that was able to drive Hudson Luderman home, and the Sox have a 4-0 lead here, and it's barely 9:40.
And you talked about it. It's uncharted territory for the Turks. Don't lose a whole lot of baseball games and very rarely face 4-run deficits like this one. A fresh count now to Will Genowine, who walked in his first plate appearance as a Tom Sox will take the pitch inside, ball 1. A plus matchup for Genowine. Lefty on righty with the lefty Lee Sowers awaiting on deck. 1-0 to Genowine into center field. It goes over the glove of Jackson Hull. An RBI single for Will Genowine. He's 1 for 1. Been on base both times in his first 2 at-bats as a Charlottesville Tom Sox and picks up his first RBI. Sox now lead 4-0. 5-0.
And a lot of the games against Harrisonburg have been close. And now the Sox have opened up a 5-0 lead here. It's something that they haven't done all season.
5-0 lead. Genowine off of first base. Lee Sowers at the dish. First pitch spiked in for ball 1.
Really surprised we haven't seen a change yet, honestly. There is somebody warming up in Harrisonburg's bullpen, but to have the score be 5-0 and no substitutions yet does surprise me a little bit.
Genowine takes off the pitch, misses downstairs and gets away from Ryder. Genowine into second base safely with a stolen bag. His first as a Tom Sox, and it's been an inning of firsts for Will Genowine. His first hit, his first RBI, and now his first stolen base.
We talked about it. He has a lot of upside. Batted .333 in his last season at college, and now starting off at 100 here in Charlottesville.
We'll let you know who's warming up in that bullpen when we can see the number. A little too far away to pick up the number on the front, and the pitcher hasn't turned around enough in the back. Genowine off of second base. The 2-0 to Lee Sowers is a called strike 1. Sowers still in the driver's seat here in a 2-1 count and is up for his second at-bat in 2 innings. Walked an inning ago to pick up an RBI. That walk drove in Hudson Luderman. 2-1 into Sowers. Poked towards shortstop. Coming over to make the play is Seguin. And the throw's in time to get Sowers at first. But 3 runs put up now in the top of the 3rd inning. The Sox now lead 5-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Tom Sox in control. Three runs come across the score for the Tom Sox in the top of the 3rd inning. One of those runs is earned, a hit picked up, an error on the board, and then 1 runner left on base for Charlottesville in the top of the 3rd inning. They now lead 5-0, and we'll head to the first at-bat of the game for designated hitter Steel Bird.
If we had to have an all-name team in the Valley Baseball League, Steel Bird would for sure be starting as a designated hitter or somewhere else on the field.
Usually a catcher whenever he is not DHing. And the first pitch into him is a called strike. Brandon Eldridge still on the mound for the Sox. 3 runs put up in that 3rd inning. Curveball misses upstairs to even up the count.
And it feels like a while since we've seen Eldridge pitch, but yeah, he was really on fire. Only faced 3 batters in that first inning of pitching.
The 1-1 is skied 400 feet into the air. Preston Gamster settles under it behind second base. He will back up and make the play. That one got higher than the lights here at James Madison University. A rarity, but Gamster comes down with it for out number 1.
Yeah, Gamster made it look easy, but that is not an easy play to make. And, you know, he had a little help from his favorite orbiting object in the sky, which is the moon. Maybe a little bit of extra light shown on it.
I would love to see the moon tonight. I really don't know where it is, and I wonder if Preston Gamster is thinking the same thing out at shortstop. Trinidad squares to bunt, but it goes foul. Had Hudson Luderman at third base playing a little bit back. Trinidad so far this year, batting average just under 200, went 0 for 3 last night, and hasn't played a whole lot against the Sox. Picked up 2 hits on May 31st and picked up 1 hit on July 1st. Other than that, not a whole lot of action for him. The 0-1 pitch misses for ball 1, and now it's 1-1.
Yeah, a guy that heralds from California, went to San Jacinto College North, sophomore out of Emerald Hills.
And has stayed in this lineup due to his ability to get on base via the walk. That 197 average, not too hot, but 22 walks to his name. Provides a reason to keep him in the order, plays great defense out in left field, usually plays some center field for them, for the Turks as well. And is now down 1-2. Eldridge's 1-2 pitch way upstairs. Count will go even.
He's also a threat to steal bags when he gets on base. 6 of 9 on the season. Not crazy, but a good enough percentage where you got to be careful with him.
A 2-2 pitch in from Brandon Eldridge. Curveball in there for called strike 3. Brandon Eldridge retires 1 more. That's his 3rd strikeout of the day. Now 2 gone here, bottom 3.
Trinidad was not happy about that call from home plate umpire Derek Toff, but nonetheless, he retreats back to the bullpen, and the Tom Sox 2 outs already on the Turks.
Now to the top of the order with Jalen Evans, who has taken the unofficial title of the fastest player in the Valley Baseball League. 25 stolen bags on the year, has yet to be thrown out. Make that 26. He actually did pick up a stolen base in the first inning of action here in Harrisonburg. Stole third base on a double steal that saw Jose Perez get thrown out. That one's grounded over towards Sowers at second base. He has to make the throw, but it's not there in time. The speedy Jalen Evans puts the defense to work. Sowers' throw won't beat him to first base. Now Jalen Evans aboard with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And after 6 batters, Brandon Eldridge finally concedes his first hit. A really good outing from him so far. And I mean, I feel like any other player hits that one to Sowers, and maybe if it doesn't just kind of skip off of the pitcher's mound, they're out. But Jalen Evans is, as you said, one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player in the Valley Baseball League, and he's able to make it there barely in time.
Evans picks up right where he left off, had a single to lead off the game. Perez skies that one towards center field, coming in to make the plays. Perry Hargett, he'll be there in time for out number 3. So one hit comes across, no runs, no errors. 1 runner left on base. To the top of the 4th we go. The Sox still up 5-0. It's 1-2-3 for the Sox right here in the top of the fourth inning. Leading off, Perry Hargett, who will be up for his third at-bat, is 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout and a walk in the second inning that brought in a run. A new arm on the mound for the Turks. It's right-hander Robert Loper.
Yeah, Loper played last night, actually, when the Turks took on the Cardinals, pitched an inning in the third, was able to get the win while having 1 hit, no runs.
And he'll give up a leadoff ball in play down the left field line. It'll get into the corner. Over to second base is Hargett. And he will be in there standing up with a leadoff double to get things rolling here in the top of the fourth inning. Welcomes Robert Loper back into the action with a statement.
Yeah, Loper only allowed 1 hit last night in an inning in the third and already has allowed a hit with that double from Perry Hargett. Didn't allow any runs. Also had no walks and no strikeouts. So a pretty easy outing for Loper. But, I mean, the whole game was easy for the Turks. They won by 19. That's honestly unheard of.
A 21-2 drubbing last night for the Turks. Saw them put up 14 runs in the 6th inning, and they had their foot on the gas all night long. Now a broken bat from Preston Gamster as he flies one out to left field. The play is made by Roman Trinidad. Another broken bat for Preston Gamster. We'll keep Perry Hargett on second base with 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Now Elijah Williams to the plate.
Exactly the guy that you want to bring up with any runners on base, especially one that's in scoring position. Williams has a knack for bringing in the runs. 11 RBIs already on the season, but that isn't updated, as he may have some more tonight.
Aggressive lead for Hargett off of second. The first pitch into Williams is a curveball for a called strike 1. Preston Gamster completes the flyout trifecta, the triple crown, some may say, a flyout to left, center, and right in his 3 plate appearances between these past couple of days. The 0-1 to Williams is swung on a pitch way above his head. It'll get into foul territory and out of play on the first base bleachers. Williams took a hack at a fastball that might have been higher than his eyes to try to tomahawk that thing over the fence. Has no luck, and now he's down 0-2.
You know, go big or go home, maybe one of his slogans, but see ball, hit ball is certainly one as well.
An 0-2 count now to Elijah Williams. Robert Loper gave up the leadoff double down the left field line. Hargett still at second base with a very aggressive lead. He'll take off on the pitch. It's grounded towards first base. He'll take a big turnaround third. The play is made by Jordan Jaffe. Hargett on third base had an easy stolen bag and instead moves over on the ground out from Williams.
Now only 90 feet away. All Nias has to do is get a single, as there are 2 outs here in the top of the fourth, but Perry Hargett in a very promising position.
Hargett has effectively moved himself around the bases, had that double, and had that bag more than stolen. The first pitch into Patrick Nias misses outside for a ball. Loper seemed to have lost his footing on that one. His back foot slid on what's probably a pretty slick mound. It is turf, but with rain just over an hour ago, still some liquid on the mound. The 1-0 pitch, a curveball, misses inside. 2 gone here in the top of the fourth inning. A 5-0 lead for the Sox. 5 runs on 3 hits with no errors, and no runs on 2 hits with 1 error for Harrisonburg. They'll have to crawl back starting in the bottom of next inning. Nias with a drive to deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone. And it's gone. Patrick Nias stays hot. The home run derby participant comes through in the clutch with a 2-out home run. It's 7-0 Sox in the top of the fourth.
That ball was hammered, and Patrick Nias certainly knew what he was doing after his appearance here on Sunday. An absolute crushing run over all the JMU accolades there in left field. An absolute bomb here in Harrisonburg.
Pat Nias goes to left field. The Sox now lead 7-0. And he's more than comfortable here at this stadium. The home run derby serves him well, and he starts his second half off with nothing short of a bang. Pat Nias opens up a 7-run lead for the Sox. Now Hudson Luderman looks to keep the line moving. The first pitch to him is taken outside for ball 1.
Nias loves an extra run home run. His first home run of the season was a grand slam back at Cho Airport Field, and that a 2-run home run as that ball was fouled by Luderman.
And shocker, Hudson Luderman pulls one foul down the third base line. In typical Hudson Luderman fashion, the count now even at 1-1.
What do you call the area back at Charlottesville Field, Jeremy?
The Hudson Luderman grandstands are anything past the third base side, including Charlottesville High School. The 1-1 pitch fouled straight back on the ground, and now down 1-2 is Hudson Luderman.
Luderman been very, very consistent in the lineup all season long, batting .244, a number that has really stayed around that 230 to 250 range with 19 hits and 11 RBIs, including the Sox' first home run.
Count now even at 2-2 after the curveball misses low and away. So Robert Loper was welcomed in with a double and has now given up a home run as well with 2 gone. The 2-2 pitch to Luderman is skied foul back behind home plate, and we'll see another 2-2 pitch here.
Really, really in the driver's seat now is Charlottesville, but they have to make sure that they keep the foot on the gas. Since they are the away team, there is not going to be a run rule victory. Or, because Harrisonburg won 21-2 last night. There won't be a run rule victory for the away team, only if the home team is winning by 10 or more in the latter stages.
We can still see it in the 7th inning, but it'll take a while to get there. That one fouled straight back once more. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Only in the top of the 4th inning, the Sox still need to increase their lead by a couple more runs to end this one early. The run rule won't go into effect until the 7th inning, where if leading by 10, this one can be called early. The 2-2 once more to Luderman, misses inside. We'll run full with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, don't believe we've had a run rule victory game yet this season. I'm unfamiliar with those kind of statistics.
We knock on everything. Hudson Luderman fouls that one almost into the dugout. Hit off of some netting. That pitch was high and inside. If he took it, it was most likely ball 4. Instead, smokes it foul to keep the at-bat and the inning going. Loper from the stretch. 2 runs given up already in the frame. Pat Neas with an exclamation point. Hudson Luderman looking to do the same. The 3-2 from Loper is a swing and a miss on a curveball. That'll end the inning. But Patrick Neas picks up right where he left off this past weekend. 5 home runs in the home run derby, and starts us off in real play to start the second half with a bomb to put up a 7-0 lead for the Sox. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th. To the bottom of the 4th we go. A 7-0 lead for the Tom Sox. Up to bat for the Turks. The switch hitting shortstop Josiah Seguin.
Seguin looking to get these Turks going. They're awfully cold after their hot night last night, as Seguin fouls that one off towards the Turks bullpen.
Seguin down 0-2. 21 runs put up in 7 innings for the Turks. So far today, they've been held scoreless through 2. 7-0 lead for the Tom Sox. Patrick Nias expanded that lead up to 7 with his 2-run shot over the left field wall with 2 gone in the top of the inning. Now a 1-2 count here on Seguin. He'll put it into play. It gets underneath the glove of Lee Sowers at second base. Smoked on the ground. That'll get through. Josiah Seguin aboard after a hard-hit single through the right side.
Yeah, he's continuing his hot hitting. He had a home run last night after having 6 at-bats and a single there. So Seguin definitely somebody to look out for. He's batting .301 on the season. That number soon to go up.
The Valley Baseball League leader in plate appearances among a couple of other stats. Shows exactly why right there. The first pitch into the right-handed Jordan Jaffe is a ball outside.
This is Jaffe's first appearance since Saturday. Same with Seguin.
1-0 pitch, fouled straight back from Jaffe.
On a 4-3 putout, he ended the first inning, and that was all the Turks saw.
4-3 putout approximately 4 days ago. That ended the action. Now a 1-1 count from Eldridge. Pitch misses outside once more.
Just trying to get those batters, the right-handed batters, to reach and trying to get them to swing. He was doing pretty well at that in his first couple of innings of work and faltering a little bit here.
2-1 fastball misses downstairs. Now 3-1, Jordan Jaffe ahead. Jaffe last night 2 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a walk, and was hit once in what was, as we've already mentioned, a pretty brutal affair. The 3-1 pitch into him into the sky out in right field. Settling under it is Genowine. He'll make the play with ease. Seguin retreats back to first base. That's now 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
The right fielders have gotten a lot of action in this game. If anybody was listening to the call back on Saturday, you'll remember that the game started off with 4 straight flyouts to right field, and that Philip Garcia was able to catch, which was then the streak was cut off after Hudson Luderman was walked, but lots of flyouts.
Another one added on the list there. The first pitch is a called strike to Philip Garcia, who struck out looking to lead off the bottom of the 2nd inning in the first at-bat for Brandon Eldridge that he saw today. Now down 0-1. Eldridge fires the 0-1 pitch, a curveball in there for another called strike. Garcia not a fan of the call, but he's still down 0-2.
Garcia out of Gulf Coast State College, heralding from Tallahassee, Florida.
Down 0-2 is Garcia. Another curveball. He puts it into play over towards third. Luderman comes in, has to throw across the diamond on the run. They'll say the foot stayed on the base from Williams. 2 gone here. Seguin moves up to second base after a rough play is made by Hudson Luderman.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean play from Luderman, kind of hopping and throwing at the same time, and a good outreached arm from Elijah Williams able to make that play and bring the Sox 1 out to the good here in the bottom of the 4th.
2 gone here as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, or as we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Sox still lead by 7. Seguin will lead off of second base after a single through the right side to lead off the frame. Grapuso takes inside on a curveball for ball 1. His batting average all season long has been at or above 300. Been a consistent contributing bat this year. The 1-0 pitch to him, swung on and missed for strike 1.
Eldridge really has it going against the lefty early on. Struck him out in his first at-bat today. Strike there.
Now 1-1. Eldridge comes set. Fouled off back behind home plate. Eldridge now ahead 1-2 on the lefty. Grapuso, no home runs on the year, but 25 hits and 24 walks is a big factor to his success this season. Eldridge will come set once more on the 1-2 offering. Seguin leads off of second base. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed on the fastball. Oh, never mind. They'll say it was foul-tipped. Clayton couldn't hold on to it. My apologies. The at-bat lives on. Still a 1-2 count on Gavin Grabusa.
If that was a foul tip, it took one of the slightest touches the Valley Baseball League has ever seen. Because I truly believe that was a strike 3, but a lot better view that Derek Top has down there.
See another 1-2 pitch here. Eldridge will come set. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch, curveball. Does it find the corner? No, it does not. Derek Toff turns it into a ball, and it's now a 2-2 count. Brennan Eldridge thought it was strike 3. Brock Clayton thought it was strike 3. Preston Gamster, with his hands over his head at shortstop, clearly thought it was strike 3, started walking off the field, and instead has to retreat back to his spot. We'll see a 2-2 pitch here. Eldridge from the stretch, a fastball into the air. It goes skied towards the right side into foul territory. Williams will settle under it. Can he make the play? Yes, he can, almost falling backwards. But he'll secure it for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Brennan Eldridge with another solid inning of work. The Sox still lead 7-0. Since we resumed action right here in Harrisonburg, the Sox have put up 3 straight innings, scoring at least 2 runs, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, and 2 last inning in the 4th. They take a 7-0 lead here into the 5th inning. And Brock Clayton looks to keep the ways going. He'll ground the first pitch he sees over to first base. Jordan Jaffe collects it, and he'll make the put out himself for out number 1, a quick first out. On Brock Clayton, Robert Loper still on the mound for the Turks, back for his 2nd inning of work. Gave up 2 runs last frame on a Patrick Neas. 2-run shot with 2 outs. And now gets to work against Walker Buchanan, who's up for his 3rd at-bat in 4 innings.
And that Clayton at-bat is just kind of what I'm talking about. That ball was very hard hit, as the first pitch to Buchanan is a ball, but it was a very hard hit ball, and if it had just found the seam between first base and second baseman, that was easily a single. He's getting the correct contact, just not the right direction.
Buchanan ahead 1-0. The pitch into left field with some pop underneath it. Will it stay fair? It will, but a diving play made by Roman Trinidad in the corner. He'll snare that one down the 3rd base line for out number 2 on a diving play. Trinidad saves extra bases off the bat of Walker Buchanan. And we've got 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning.
I feel like those plays always happen against Charlottesville, and maybe it's been Harrison the last couple times they've happened. Just an absolutely acrobatic play by Roman Trinidad out there in left field. Fully outstretched, glove extended, making the grab.
Now Will Genowine at the plate. The lefty will take that first pitch he sees for a strike. Roman Trinidad showing why he's out there in left field. Shows off a whole lot of range to make the diving play essentially on the third base line, way down the line in the corner of left field. Saved an easy double from Walker Buchanan with the play and slid his way almost into the fence that extends out from the bullpen. Now a 1-1 count on Genuine into left center field in the air. Trinidad arranges over for this one, a much easier play for him. He'll secure that one for out number 3, so the Sox go 1-2-3. A pair of hard hit balls and some solid defensive play from the Turks. We'll end the top of the 5th. I'll turn things over to Landon. In the bottom of the 5th inning, the Sox still lead 7-0. Brennan Eldridge back to the mound.
Welcome back to Eagle Field at Veterans Memorial Park here on a later night in Harrisonburg. It is 10:10 p.m. in the central to the southwest Virginia area. I'm Landon Weaver alongside Jeremy Rose, and I'll have you covered for this latter half of a game that has finally gotten on its wheels and rolling here. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Sox are leading 7-0, and Joshua Ryder is up to bat for the Harrisonburg Turks, trying to get them on the board here as the Sox are shutting them out here early. A 143 batting average for the Florida State Seminole. He swings and misses at the first one from Brandon Eldridge, still donning the mound for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, and didn't play a whole lot, or didn't play at all, honestly, at Florida State. Went 0 for 2 last night. 2 RBIs picked up, a walk, and was hit twice.
Second pitch from Eldridge finds the zone for strike 2.
And he's 0 for 1 today. He did have his first at-bat today, not 4 days ago, with a fly out towards right field.
The 0-2 swung on and popped foul over towards the concession stand where we've gotten our kind of unlucky peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, I guess we have to stop with that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because I really like peanut M&Ms. But we're 2 for 2 on peanut M&Ms and 2 for 2 on rainouts, or almost rainouts.
Eldridge will deal the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ryder will walk his way back to the dugout, and Eldridge dealing yet another strikeout, his 4th today.
And Brennan Eldridge has been a good sight to see for the Sox, seeing him be this electric against what some consider to be the best team in the Valley Baseball League. Definitely up in the top 2 between them and Strasburg, and he's really getting to work right here. That first pitch in there for a strike. And Eldridge has pitched now 3 1/3. The most he's thrown this season was 3 2/3 out in his last start. But he's been eating innings for the Sox. Had a couple of outings with 3 innings pitched, an outing with 2, and his last one with 3 2/3. So truly getting into his rhythm after a 5.84 ERA at Florida Southwestern.
That curveball nips the inside for a 1-1 count. The 1-1 is grounded towards Clayton for a 2-1 count now against Steel Bird, Valley League first team all-name. Eldridge trying to keep the Turks scoreless. The 2-1 swung on and popped way up in the air by Bird, coming in to get it. is Walker Buchanan, and he makes an easy catch for out number 2.
And that one, another one that was a back-to-back by Steelbird. His first one was a pop fly out to Preston Gamster that very easily cleared the lights, and that one goes a little bit further out towards left field with Walker Buchanan and also clears the lights by a considerable amount. So 2 very high flyouts for Steelbird. And Brendan Eldridge, a guy who we forgot to wish a happy birthday to last week.
Well, he deals a pitch that is swung on and crushed into left center field by Roman Trinidad, able to get on base.
Looks like we had a pinch hitter there for Harrisonburg. It'll be the new guy, Ben Garber, who has only appeared in 1 game, but picked up 3 RBIs in last night's affair. A brand new addition to this Harrisonburg roster. 3 RBIs, a run, a hit, and a walk last night, and picks up another hit right there. So Ben Garber comes in for Roman Trinidad, who made that amazing play out in left field and sees his night come to a close.
He'll be on first now with 2 outs. Eldridge deals the first pitch to Evans, and well, Garber's going to take advantage of that pass ball and find himself on second base. Evans earlier today struck out looking, my apologies, looking at the wrong part of the book. Evans has singled in both of his at-bats in this long game against the Tom Sox, and really the only bright spot for the Turks so far, as they do find themselves in a 7-run hole. That pitch by Eldridge just can't locate the zone and will be upstairs for ball 2.
And through the course of 4 days, Jalen Evans has picked up 2 hits. A hit each day of this game.
That pitch, again, just barely upstairs, and count runs 3-0. A huge hitter's count for Jalen Evans, who went 1 for 3 last night, scoring 3 runs, an RBI, and being walked twice. Able to get his money's worth at the home plate last night, trying to work a walk or drive in a run here. The 3-0. Eldridge, same spot, same result. That's a walk, and Evans will find himself at first base.
And not exactly a very competitive at-bat from Eldridge right there. Missed in the same spot on back-to-back pitches. Puts runners on first and second. I mean, no harm, no foul. You say that with a runner on second, but the speed of Jalen Evans means anything in the outfield might just score Evans. Some speed between him and Ben Garber could spell some chaos for the Sox. A lot of speed at second and a whole lot of speed at first base.
One of the last people you'd want with runners on the bases, as Eldridge deals a strike for the first pitch against Jose Perez, a man that is coming into this game batting .600 in this early going with the Harrisonburg Turks.
Yeah, hasn't played a whole lot of baseball for him in 3 games. He's batting .600 with 9 RBIs, a home run, 4 doubles to his name, and only 1 that hasn't gone for extra bases.
Perez knocks that one up in the air. Coming to get it is Perry Hargett. He settles under it, makes the grab, and that'll end the 5th inning. Sox still lead 7-zip. Welcome back to Eagle Field at Veterans Memorial Park here on the campus of James Madison University. A couple of defensive changes, Jeremy.
Yeah, Owen Ankers takes over in right field for Philip Garcia, and the guy who we saw pinch hit last inning in Ben Garber will take over for Roman Trinidad out in left. Ankers, a guy who hasn't seen a whole lot of, well, he's seen a whole lot of playing time, but hasn't provided a whole lot of success, just a 145 average, but has been solid defensively for the Turks.
On the Tom Sox side, Lee Sowers steps in to the lefty's batter's box to face off against Robert Loper. The first pitch to Sowers, the Tar Heel, is a strike. Nonetheless, after Ryder dropped the ball, found the zone for an 0-1 count.
Sowers in his 2 at-bats today, 0 for 1. Had a ground out to end the third and walked to keep the line moving, picked up an RBI in the second.
The 0-1 to Sowers, right down the middle for strike 2. An early deficit for Lee Sowers as the count moves to 0-2.
It's the perfect spot for him. Chance to turn the lineup over with a runner on base. Down 0-2 though.
Loper just trying to get set up on what appears to be a slippery mound out there on the turf. He will deal the 0-2. Sowers swings, misses. He's going to run after the dropped third strike and will be out after Ryder throws over to Jaffe for out number 1.
Second strikeout of the day for Robert Loper. And not a very comfortable at bat for Sowers there. Took the fastball on the inside, took another one on the outside. And the first pitch he swings at is the off speed down at his ankles. Good sequencing right there from Loper. Sowers, a guy who usually puts together some pretty good professional at bats, just didn't really have it rolling right there.
Brings up his teammate, Perry Hargett, the leadoff man for Charlottesville. That first pitch is inside for ball 1. Hargett so far today flew out to right field as he drives that one over to Gapruso. He throws it over to first, and the catch is not made in time. Hargett able to slide in after Gapruso's throw to Jaffe, just a bit high.
And the error on the board right there for Gavin Gapruso. Good attempt from Jaffe to make the tag on Perry Hargett, but Hargett, knowing the scenario, actually dove on the inside of the first base bag and is safe after some smart base running. And the E5 will go against Gavin Gapruso to put a runner on with 1 gone.
Bringing up the shortstop, Preston Gamster, who has had a, as you mentioned earlier, the triple crown of flying out to right, left, and center. He's due for a hit here. The first pitch to the Horned Frog. Upstairs, Hargett will go safely to second base. Yet another stolen bag for Perry. That's his 10th on the season out of 12 attempts. An 83% steal rate.
And Hargett picks up another one right there. Jose Perez wasn't even over at second base to receive that throw from Ryder behind the dish. Good read from Perry Hargett.
1 out. A runner on second. Hargett dancing behind Loper. Gamster watches that one sail inside for ball 2.
And Hargett kind of doing something that Anthony Volpe does up in the majors, is a short lead, but he bounces back and forth a lot to try to mess with the pitchers and try to time up his jumps, and if he times it up, he'll go.
The third pitch to Gamster, high, way above the strike zone. That'll go down as ball 3. Gamster in a big hitter's count here.
We were actually talking about would you get $10 million? This is last night, our conversations with Preston Gamster.
As the 3-0 is dealt into the strike zone for the first strike against Preston Gamster. 3-1 now the count.
And he was telling us, we were talking about if you would take $10 million if a snail was chasing you, moving at a snail speed, and we all agreed that we would, in fact, take that $10 mil.
The 3-1, high above the zone. The slide by Hargett into third. He is safe. Working his way around the bases. Gamster will walk his way to first as that ball was above the strike zone. And it brings up the RBI demon, Elijah Williams.
And Hargett with 2 big base running plays now. Make that 3, actually, a pair of stolen bases, and then the dive to get himself safe at first. Comes back with another one right there. We're going to get another conversation out on the mound between Robert Loper and the staff. A lefty warming up in the bullpen. Can't exactly get a number on him. There is a left-handed pitcher getting loose for Harrisonburg in the bullpen. But a great slide right there from Perry Hargett. Wish you guys could have seen it. He slid on the outside of the bag and caught the base with his hand to get around the tag from Gavin Grapuso, who was trying to make up for the error he had on the throw that put Hargett on base. And instead, Hargett slides around his tag, so a missed throw and a missed tag from Gavin Grapuso allows Perry Hargett onto third base, and Preston Gamster with the walk to keep pressure and keep more runners on base for the Sox. And as you said, Elijah Williams at the plate, the RBI demon.
Yeah, and Hargett has slid into each and every bag so far. Will he make it a quadruple, or will he have an easy jog into home after Elijah Williams at bat? We know what he's capable of as a new pitcher comes in for Harrisonburg, and we will preview him after this quick break. We are back here in Harrisonburg. A new pitcher for the Turks. It's Aiden Salili.
Yeah, Salili on the mound today, making his first or second appearance, pitched last night for Harrisonburg. Threw an inning, had a strikeout, no runs, no hits. So a solid, effective inning for Salili. And out in college, he plays his ball at Essex Community College. 2 appearances this season, an inning and a third pitched, total 2 hits, 3 runs all earned, and 5 walks, no strikeouts. So not the greatest of work for him at the collegiate level, but a chance to redeem himself right here in a big spot for the Turks.
He starts off against Williams, and the first pitch to him is high above the strike zone for ball 1.
Runners on the corners with 1 down and the 3-hole hitter up in a plus matchup lefty-lefty against Williams. But Elijah Williams is a guy who does not care who's on the mound. He's gonna take some hacks.
The 1-0, Williams takes a hack at that one to no avail, 1-1. And as we have mentioned throughout this game, the Tom Sox have really gotten their offense going. A scoreless 5th inning, but 3 innings in a row in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of runs, and the score reflects that 7-0 as runner goes from first. That's Gamster, and he will have to make his way back, or he'll be able to stay.
Yeah, an easy stolen bag, no throw with the speedy Hargett off of third base. So Gamster picks up a situational stolen bag. Interesting that there was no action on that with 1 out. Takes away the double play. Good base running from Preston Gamster.
The 1-2 to Williams. He swings a drop third strike as Williams jogs over to first. The runner, Hargett, to home. He's going to be out. The tag was in time, and that will end the inning. A bit of a chaotic sequence there as a drop third strike saw Williams get out. Hargett thought he had a chance to steal home, but the throw to Ryder was in time. Sox still lead 7-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Eldridge still on the mound here for the Sox. Charlottesville Tom Sox career high for the Florida Southwestern College native. With 4 innings pitched tonight, he has surpassed his original career high of innings pitched. And the Iron Man tonight here in James Madison University, he'll look to continue dealing, and he starts that with 3-4-5 in the lineup for Harrisonburg, starting off with Josiah Seguin.
And effective so far for Brandon Eldridge. And that's exactly what you needed in a game like today. It's the first game in a stretch that's going to see the Sox play, I think it's around 7 games to close out this regular season in 5 days. Doubleheaders in both of the next 2 days. So getting Eldridge out there on the mound, who's already thrown 4 innings, looking to continue to keep that going, is super, super helpful for Randy Tomlin and pitching coach Chris Glaze's staff.
Brandon can't locate the zone on the first 2 pitches. Both balls, that one popped up into the air. Luderman coming to get it, and he's got it. Out number 1, easy as cake for the Sox. A pop fly by Josiah Seguin, easily caught by the Hokie Hudson Luderman. Brings up Jordan Jaffe, the first baseman.
Just working quickly for Brandon Eldridge right there is exactly, like we said, what you want from your guy on the mound, and can express how important the outing like this is and just how beneficial it's been for the Sox so far to get that work.
First pitch to Jaffe is a ball. Eldridge on 4 strikeouts so far tonight. The 1-0 can't locate the zone. Ball 2. Jaffe so far tonight, ground out and flew out to right field. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Eldridge will deal. That one, check swing by Jaffe. Pitch did not locate the zone, and an early hitter's count, 3-0 to the first baseman.
0 for 2 on the day for Jaffe, but opportunity to keep it rolling right here.
The 3-0. Jaffe crushes that one into left center field. Coming to get it is Hargett. The diving catch. Can't make the grab. Jaffe will find his way over to second. Hargett unable to recreate what Roman Trinidad did in left field earlier. Very, very close, but nonetheless, Jaffe will find himself on second base with 1 out.
Good 3-0 swing right there from Jordan Jaffe. Went out and got the pitch pretty elevated and put it into left center field for a double.
Up next, his first at-bat today, the man from Clemson, Owen Ankers.
And Ankers, we kind of already talked about him and what he's done at the plate this year. It hasn't been a whole lot, especially in comparison to Philip Garcia, but a chance right here.
The first pitch to Ankers, he skies that one over towards the bullpen. Whoever is warming up in the bullpen tried to make a catch, but to no avail. Nonetheless, the ball goes down as a foul ball, strike 1.
And Ankers came in defensively, and the pitch count right here for Brandon Eldridge. This is pitch number 65 for him today, so putting in a whole lot of work.
Ankers lines that one into right field. Jaffe will come home. The throw is not even going to be close. So the Turks get on the board courtesy of an Owen Ankers RBI single. 7-1, your score here in Harrisonburg.
The line for Brandon Eldridge is getting ever so nearer after back-to-back hits and back-to-back hard hits. Was down 3-0 to Jaffe, and Ankers jumped on him right there, and it hasn't been a whole lot for Owen Ankers this season, but that right there is a resounding hit for him.
1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Eldridge deals a strike. A nice curveball there to locate the zone for strike numero 1 against Gavin Grapuso.
And that was the first hit for Owen Ankers against the Sox this season. He was 0 for 10 with 4 strikeouts for that one.
Grapuso grounds it, trying to turn a double play, unable to even get the first. Sowers drops the ball. Ankers heading over to third, and he will slide in. Runners on the corners after an unfortunate error there by Lee Sowers.
Luderman will get the error for that one on the throw. An errant throw as he tried to do a little too much right there. Had the easy play to Sowers at second and tried to short arm that one and spiked it couple of feet in front of Sowers, who couldn't handle the bounce. And this looks like it might be the end of the line for Brandon Eldridge, as head coach Randy Tomlin comes out to talk things over with the infield.
It's been a good day for Brandon Eldridge. He's thrown 4 strikeouts, only allowing 1 run in this game. Just this last 5 minutes or so has not gone his way, and that's really all a coach needs to see. So if this is Eldridge into the day, then it's been a very good day nonetheless. But looks like he will stay out on the mound. Yeah.
Might be a conversation, talking things over to figure out what exactly to do with this first and third situation. 1 out. Talking things over with Brock Clayton to see if he's going to throw down to second base with Gavin Grapuso aboard. He's got 6 stolen bases on 7 attempts this year. Got the wheels and has been pretty solid in those steal situations.
Brings up Josh Ryder, who Eldridge was able to strike out in his last at-bat in the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch to Ryder is low for ball 1. Maybe that was part of the reason that they're letting Eldridge stay, is that he was able to have success against this batter. The 1-0 finds the zone for strike 1, evens the count.
Ryder really hasn't found his footing through 6 games played here in Harrisonburg. Just that 143 average we talked about. Over 2 last night, reached base via some free passes, and so far today has done a whole lot of nothing offensively.
The 1-1. The curveball drops right into the zone for strike 2. Eldridge finding his rhythm yet again.
Head coach Randy Tomlin knows when to come out and talk to his pitchers. Obviously a World Series champion, among other things. Spent a whole lot of time in the majors and knows how to talk a pitcher down. The pitching coach, obviously Chris Glaze, but Randy Tomlin really the guy with the experience when it comes down to it.
Nothing quite like having a guy that's proven himself in the big leagues on the staff. What a guy to mentor these young up-and-coming collegiate athletes, as the 1-2 was grounded into Brock Clayton's glove for 2-2. Eldridge will deal, trying to get his 5th strikeout. Rapuso swing and a miss. 5 Ks on the day for Brandon Eldridge, and the 2nd in a row on Josh Ryder.
Big piece of pitching right there for Brandon Eldridge. Clutch situation and a clutch strikeout. Tomlin talked him down from the disaster. Luderman almost gave away a run right there.
The first pitch to Bird, just outside the zone for ball 1.
2 high flyouts for Steelbird today. Came up last inning, had that one skied over to Walker Buchanan out and left, and Gamsters made a play on a high flyout at short as well.
Anchors takes a hack at that one. Will go down as strike 1, evening the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Anchors a little bit of an equipment problem. Not really sure what the...
Might have been a hole in his batting gloves is what it looks like. And yeah, there's a big old hole on the inside of his batting glove as a very loud truck drives by us along with an ambulance to add to the chaotic noise in the background here at Eagle Field.
The 1-1, runner goes. The throw over. We're going to have a pickle here as a runner does score, but will that hold? No, it will not. The inning is over, and runner, being Gavin Grapuso, was caught in the middle of a Sowers and Williams pickle. So 7-2 your score here in the going into the top of the 7th. Tom Sox still on top, looking to see this final third of the game out. Sox give up 2 in the bottom of the 6th, but still hold a 5-run lead. The score here in Harrisonburg, 7-2. The man with the magic bat, Patrick Nias, steps up to the batter's box to lead things off here to start this final third of the game. In the top of the 7th inning, he had a absolute bomb of a 2-run home run. So the first pitch to him is just outside for ball 1, but a bomb of a home run out to left field, extending the Sox lead early on.
Yeah, and he got everything on that one and then some, and I'm sure Randy Tomlin and the staff are pretty happy they had him out in the home run derby because he's pretty comfortable on this field, as we just saw.
The 2-0 turns into a 3-0 after that pitch from Salili sailed way above Ryder's glove and into the backstop.
And for Robert Loper, who pitched before Salili came in to get the final batter, here's a 3-0.
Finds the zone for strike 1.
Loper goes 2 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and a pair of strikeouts to add into the mix.
That one down into the dirt for ball 4, and Nias will get on base.
A leadoff walk for Pat Nias here. Now 1 for 3 on the days. Today, he's actually 1 for 2. Had a strikeout with the home run and the walk, but did fly out to lead off the 2nd inning way back on July 12th when this game initially kicked off.
And it is now 10:42 here at James Madison, and looks like we're going to be able to finish this game off.
Hopefully before midnight. I have a bedtime.
Luderman shows bunt. He's able to bunt, and he will get himself on base. And a wild throw over first base. Nias will round third, heading home. He's going to put the 8th run up on the board for the Tom Sox, and Luderman gets himself on second base. Salili will hold the error as he threw it way over Jaffe's head and over towards the Tom Sox bullpen. Just a crazy, chaotic sequence, but nonetheless, the Sox get another run on the board.
Yeah, and did not need to make that throw. Luderman was safe on that bunt before Salili even threw the ball and absolutely airmailed it. Good base running from Pat Nias and good coaching from Randy Tomlin at third to send Nias. And that'll be the 8th run of the day for the Sox. Luderman didn't know where that ball had gone, and he kind of lost his footing as well, so only got over to second base. But that one got pretty far down the right field line with the angle from Salili throwing it. First pitch to Clayton's a ball. But as a left-handed pitcher for Aiden Salili, it's a rough play to make regardless on anything bunted down the third base line, and should have just held on to that one.
Clayton drives that one into left center field. Luderman's going to come to third and stay there. Clayton will keep himself at first as well. He finally gets a hit. It feels like it's been such a long time since Clayton has gotten his bat to the ball and done something with it. But the ball finally landed into a promising spot for the former Florida Gator.
Yeah, and Brock Clayton finally, as you said, getting the bat rolling. Very resounding, very positive outcome for him to get that one into left center field. So we'll see if that can maybe spark something for him. It's been a frustrating season for Clayton so far this year.
Runners on the corners for the Sox with Walker Buchanan up to bat. The first pitch to Walker inside for ball 1.
Still nobody gone here in the inning. The run comes across unearned on the error from Salili, who saves himself an earned run with the error, a rule I'd never understood. But either way, it's an unearned run. Now 1-1 count on Buchanan. But runners on the corners now, nobody out. Still a big opportunity here for the Sox to continue to add on. Can push themselves to up by 10 if Buchanan can make some magic happen right here.
The 1-1 to Buchanan. He swings and again drives that one into left center field. Luderman will jog his way home. A 9-2 lead for the Tom Sox. Back up to 7. 2 runs already here with no outs on the board in the top of the 7th. And that brings up a man with a bat on fire so far today, Will Genowine.
And just a professional piece of hitting right there from Walker Buchanan. Got a pitch he liked and a spot he liked, and hard ground ball into left field. Not even a chance of a play for Josiah Seguin. Extends this lead back up to 7. And the Sox still looking to add on more with nobody gone here and runners on first and second.
Genowine shows bunt. Almost had it called foul by Derek Toff at home plate. Goes down as strike 1.
I like the play call right there. Lay down the bunt. Obviously caused some chaos last time that he squared the bunt. Or last time there was a bunt put in play with Aiden Salili's error, apply the pressure once more. We'll see if Genowine squares again here.
Count is 0-1. Genowine does not show a bunt. That one just a bit inside. Will go down as ball 1, evening the count. Genowine so far today was walked in his first at-bat, then an RBI single in his second before flying out to left field and the latest at-bat. His fourth today, the 1-1 count. Genowine skies that one up. Coming to go grab it is Grapuso, but that one will land in the bullpen, just going down as strike 2.
Some props out to Walker Buchanan on his performance so far today. Came across to score a run in the second, had a sac fly to do his job in the third, had the line drive that took a phenomenal play from Roman Trinidad down the third base or down the left field line to rob him of a extra bases in the fifth, and comes through with an RBI single just in the last at bat. So big day for Walker Buchanan to kick off the second half.
The 1-2 from Genowine sails over his head for ball 2, evening the count yet again at 2 apiece. No outs on the board. The Tom Sox lead 9-2 here in the top of the 7th. The 2-2 from Salili. Genowine swings and chops that one onto the third base line, but just a bit foul. That one would have been really promising for the Tom Sox had it landed fair. Absolutely nobody in that area in a red jersey.
And some defensive 2-2 hitting on an inside slider. Just almost an Ichiro-esque swing where he was already headed down the first base line. Just got a piece of his bat on it, gave it a chance down the line. Just a couple of feet foul, though.
Count remains 2-2. Genowine watches that one go into the dirt. A full count here for the Tom Sox.
Some confidence at the plate for Will Genowine. You can tell he's seeing the pitch as well in a lefty-lefty matchup. And almost Soto shuffled on that one, too. So some confidence at the plate for Genowine is very positive in his first game here.
The 3-2 to Genowine. Down in the dirt yet again, and that will chalk the bases full with no outs on the board, bringing up the Tar Heel, Lee Sowers.
Big spot for Lee Sowers here. Hasn't had a whole lot of RBI opportunities. There's 2 of them so far this season, and 28 plus at-bats. Now up to 31 at-bats. This will be AB number 32 on the year for Lee Sowers. And just a pair of RBIs. Well, now 3 as he had the RBI walk in the second, but big spot for Sowers to come through with something big.
The first pitch to Sowers, he watches that one sail into the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Genowine represents the run that would give the Sox a double-digit lead. The 0-1 to Sowers. Down and away for ball 1.
Sowers went down on 3 pitches last at bat. Battling up a little bit more here. See if he gets a heater in the zone.
The 1-1. That one, again, low and away for ball 2. Sowers moves ahead in the count. He's made it. He will make it past 3 pitches in this at-bat. Tapping into that patient batting that we saw the Sox doing earlier today when they were scoring bunches of runs. The 2-1. Sowers watches that one again. Fly into the strike zone. Count evens at 2 apiece.
Probably the best pitch he's going to see in this at-bat. Just didn't get his bat to it in time. Not a whole lot of velo from the left hand of Salili, but he's got good location and good movement.
That one chopped. Coming home and not in time. And that will be the first out on the board, but nonetheless, Tom Sox still hold a 9-2 lead, and Sowers will find himself on first base.
And not a great piece of contact right there from Lee Sowers. Kind of the one spot you don't want to put that ball is right back to the mound. Takes away the run, but bases still stay full for Perry Hargett.
The leadoff batter, also from the University of North Carolina. Hargett has had a good day so far. A double earlier in the 4th. He watches that one sail into the strike zone for strike number 1.
Had a double in the 4th, reached on an error in the 6th. Pair of stolen bases as well last inning.
The 0-1, Perry takes a chunk at it, and that one nearly comes over to us.
As our broadcast director, Nate Schwartz, is on the run to get this foul ball. And it will go underneath the fence. And he does get the ball as our intern team works together to give Nate Schwartz his first foul ball here at James Madison University. And he's very excited about it.
Count moves to 0-2. That one goes into the dirt for ball 1. And Hargett gets on the board for this at bat. Again, just 1 out on the board here. The Sox hold a 7-run lead in the top of the 7th. Absolute domination here at James Madison University. The 1-2 to Perry. Inside, and, well, Buchanan would have come home anyways, and he will, as Perry Hargett is hit by the pitch. Tom Sox have double-digit runs here in Harrisonburg. 10-2 they lead after Hargett was hit by the pitch, allowing Buchanan to score.
Walker Buchanan now 2 runs scored on the day and a pair of RBIs as well as a hard hit line out. So Mr. Do-It-All Walker Buchanan. Perry Hargett now on base. Bases stay loaded with 1 out. Now's the time for Preston Gamster to light that bat up again that's been slowed down as of late. Started off very hot, cooled down a bit. Chance right here.
The first pitch is high and upstairs. Ball 1. Gamster looking to do some damage here. The second pitch to him is upstairs again. Ball 2. The moon is surely out somewhere. You just wonder if he's located.
I'm going to use my Sky Guide app that we used last night to try to find the moon. The moon was not visible last night due to some weather, along with the fact that I'm pretty sure the moon was... it might be in a spot right now where we can't see it from where we're at, which is quite unfortunate.
Gamster's count moves to 3-0, a huge hitter's count. He watches that one sail just above the strike zone for ball 4, and another run will come home. This one, Will Genowine will score on the loaded bases walk.
And free passes everywhere for the Sox. The moon does appear to be kind of out towards center field, but it is, from our angle, somehow kind of underground, which is unfortunate. And this looks like might be the end of the line here for Aiden Salili, who had a good first start, had a strikeout in 1 inning pitched, and has to turn things over here in this one.
And if anybody is confused on the entire Preston Gamster moon debacle, it's because in one of the mic'd up segments, Gamster was quite confused on why the moon started left of second base and then by the end of the game had finished right of second base or vice versa. I'm not entirely remembering that whole discussion, and the moon was out and he hit a home run in that game. So we believe that the moon is good luck for the TCU Horned Frog, as the Turks have now gotten a new pitcher on the mound, and we will preview him after this break. Position player will take the mound for the Turks. It is Clay Thompson, finding himself in an 11-2 deficit, and his first batter facing will be Elijah Williams. Again, bases are loaded, 1 out on the board. And Williams skies that one up into the air. Coming to get it is Garber, but it's going to be taken by Josiah Seguin, and Lee Sowers will score, sliding in to third. is going to be Perry Hargett, and Elijah Williams will find himself at second base. Well, not Elijah Williams. He was flown out.
Preston Gamster.
Preston Gamster will be at second base. A bit of a confusion. A lot of green shirts running around out there. Nonetheless, the Sox have a 12-2 lead, giving them the coveted 10-run lead. And now that is Patrick Nias, who has a really good chance of getting another home run now with the position player pitching to him. Two outs on the board.
I love that Williams took a hack at that one. This is Nias' second at-bat of the inning, by the way.
And Nias will take advantage of that one, crush it out in the left center field. Hargett will score, Gamster will score, and Nias will get himself to second base. 14-2 here in Harrisonburg.
And the Sox just pouring things on right here as Pat Nias continues his phenomenal day to add on to his totals against the position player, but nonetheless, a home run, a two-run shot, a walk, and a run scored, and now a two-run double into left center field, and Pat Nias is having himself an evening.
Brings up Hudson Luderman. The first pitch, he watches that one slowly sail into the strike zone.
And he was taking pitches from Lee Sowers before the game, so has a pretty good eye as to exactly how this speed is going to come in.
The 0-1, Luderman crushes that one. It'll go into the bullpen. Little did he know he was getting practice warm-ups.
Little did he know he would see the same exact velocity in game today.
So the score is 14-2. On base, second base is Patrick Nias. Luderman skies that one up into the air. Walking over to get it is Jaffe, and that will end the top of the seventh. Sox leading 14-2 and could get out of here early, depending on how this inning of defense goes. Back here for what could pose as the final action here in Harrisonburg. The Tom Sox leading 14-2, just need to keep the deficit or their advantage at least 10, and this game will end early. And making his debut is Ryan Pugh from Virginia Tech.
Hey now.
His first appearance as a Tom Sox, and it'll come in a pretty prolific scenario after we saw a position player pitch for Harrisonburg in the last inning. A bit of a throwing in the towel, if you may.
Yeah, and
by the Turks.
And it's because there's so many games that need to get played over these next couple of years. So Pugh hasn't done a whole lot for the Sox this year. One appearance, a run given up in a third pitch. So not too hot for Ryan Pugh, but we're going to call this his debut. He's going to get a chance of redemption right here to close things out with no harm and no foul.
The first pitch to Steelbird is a ball, making the count 1-0. The next pitch, again, can't locate the zone, just a bit outside. Count moves to 2-0. Quick pitching here from Ryan Pugh.
And we talked about kind of the chaos of the next couple of days for the Sox. Let's kind of walk you guys through this. Tomorrow is a doubleheader against Culpeper at Cho Airport Field. You're on the call for both of those games, and we will be on the call together again for the second of those two games. On Friday, it's another doubleheader at Cho Airport Field. First pitch at 5 o'clock again, a doubleheader this time against Covington. And then
Steelbird quickly swings at the last two pitches. Count moves to 2-2.
the Sox will play a game on Saturday, a game on Sunday, a game on Monday, and then a makeup on Tuesday, and another makeup on Wednesday.
Strike three called on Steelbird. The Sox are one out to the good here in Harrisonburg.
So, a whole lot of chaos going on the Valley Baseball League due to all these rainouts and cancellations and game delays and adjustments has decided to kind of get rid of all the interleague games that are still to go here this season and instead made sure that they prioritized all of the in-conference, in-division games, which is why today's contest is being made up against Harrisonburg instead of the initial at Newmarket game that was scheduled. Same reason that Tuesday became a makeup of a June 23rd game at Culpeper, and Wednesday, instead of being a trip out to Woodstock for the Sox, is a makeup of a July 11th game against Covington.
Lots of makeups. That's kind of the epitome of Summer League baseball here in Central Virginia. 1-0 the count against Garber. Quickly goes to 2-0 as Pugh deals into the dirt towards Clayton. But so much rain. Driving over here to Harrisonburg, the clouds suddenly became dark, and we had to wait in the car for 2 hours. 2-0 the count. The third pitch is inside for ball three.
I'd say we had a great time in waiting in the car, though.
Did have a great time.
It was an absolute blast. We were jamming out to music, sort of eating some Chick-fil-A. A great time.
Making the most of it. The 3-0 swung on and crushed into left center field. Coming to get his Buchanan, and he does so. 2 outs to the good now for the Tom Sox. 1 out away from handing Harrisonburg their 10th loss of the season. And of the last 12 games, both of those losses will be to Charlottesville.
And a big proponent of that has been the pitching of Brandon Eldridge here tonight to close his door. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs. One of those was earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts on 75 pitches. So he came in and tied his career high both at the collegiate level and here in Charlottesville with those 5 innings pitched and absolutely delivered against one of the best offenses in the entire Valley Baseball League.
Pugh deals to the leadoff man, Evans. He swings at the first one. Called a foul tip, but nonetheless, strike one on the board.
This is my first real look at Ryan Pugh. It's electric out of his right hand.
The 0-1 outside for ball one, evening the count at 1 apiece.
Pugh gets to make his first debut, or he will go to the University of Delaware after spending this past season at Virginia Tech. So the Virginia local didn't get any playing time at Virginia Tech, redshirted, and just transferred to the University of Delaware on July 7th, right before he came over to Charlottesville. So getting some first looks at real live ABs for the first time in kind of over a year. So far so good for Ryan Pugh in this one.
That last pitch sailed into the backstop, a 2-1 count. That one can't locate the zone. We'll move to 3-1. I believe the scoreboard is wrong out here at Harrisonburg. So a 2-1 count towards Jalen Evans. Swung on and chopped over to Gamster. He'll throw over to Williams, and that will end the game. Tom Sox take a convincing 14-2 win here in Harrisonburg, pushing their record to 17-14 and getting one step closer to that coveted first round bye in the Valley League playoffs, moving just half a game behind the Stanton Braves, who they will face on Monday. And Jeremy, even though this game took over 4 days, the Tom Sox really had some fun out here. And I believe that the pregame rituals of Lee Sowers pitching to Hudson Luderman allowed them to have a loose feeling going into the game. We talked about it before. Harrisonburg warming up they seemed very tight, very rigid. They didn't seem like themselves, and maybe they're just coming off of that game last night really didn't allow them to have full confidence going into tonight.
Yeah, and you put up 21 runs in one night, you come back out the next night and your offense gets completely shut down. It's, you know, we kind of talked about it a little bit before the game and just in general discussions of, like, it's hard to replicate a performance like that, and they didn't just not replicate it, but they flipped the script on themselves. A 21-2 win turns into a 14-2 loss. So all the runs that you score, you know, your run differential goes up like crazy. It's all out the door. It's all gone. But just a tribute to the work that Brandon Eldridge did today on the mound for the Sox. And the work the offense did, every single at-bat seemed like there was intent, there was purpose. Nobody really went up there. There was maybe one or two at-bats throughout the entire game where I was like, okay, that's not a great at-bat. Everybody did their job, put the work in when they needed to put the work in, and it showed up on the scoreboard. 14-2 the final. Not enough good things to say about the Sox right now.
Yeah, and with that win, the Sox will now have tied for the first and the longest winning streak in the Valley League currently, with Strasburg at 4, ending Harrisonburg's 6-game win streak, and Tom Sox now have won 4 in a row. Riding hot as we go into the last week of the regular season. You can't say it enough. The Sox are hot, baby. Charlottesville, we're coming back to you with 2 doubleheaders on Thursday and Friday before coming back to Harrisonburg on Saturday and then home again on Sunday. Lots of Cho Airport action, and we'll be back there tomorrow for a doubleheader against Culpeper.